and on a similar topic, and as well as I was going to mention this earlier about the whole Avery and education. It's about obedience, not actual education thing. I don't know if I've mentioned to you this before, but that was the one takeaway I took from that one meeting I had with that Amway guy. He was explaining to me and Eric that you know, about 100 years ago, uh, 99% of Americans were business owners, and only 1% were employees. And those were like,
Holy shit.
yeah, and those were like, they weren't just like employees like we're employees today. They were like apprentices, like going to become their own business owners. But then,
Did you look that up? You could have been just saying that.
no, I looked, confirmed all this
Okay.
because, and you'll even hear the name and be like, oh yeah, right, Rockefellers in New York, 100 years ago.
Cocksuckers.
Yes, they enacted the education system that we know of today. 100 years ago, they had so much money and all that that they specifically built the education system that we know today. They didn't want people educated, they wanted people turned into robotic assembly line workers. They wanted people conditioned to trust their employer and give faith into, like, oh, I will work for you forever. As long as you provide me with a career, I will be your employee. And we've been conditioned over the last 100 years to thinking that that is standard, that that is the way of life. And to break that way of thinking, I mean, shit, it's even hard for me even understanding that. Like, and I'm trying my hardest every day, but we are so fucking conditioned. And that's what I'm saying. This whole man-made society thing, it's all an illusion. It was all assembled by people at the top who had the money and the power and the notoriety to do so, and we have all just gone along with it to this day and going, yep, that's the way it is. No, it wasn't the way it was a long time ago, and we can break it. We just, fuck you.
It pisses. I mean, it's very hypocritical. I mean, first off, the Matrix does exist,
It does.
and but it's not like the fucking dumbass movie.
Right, right.
But it pisses me off because I have a work ethic to a degree. So when I go to work and I see somebody slacking off, or I mean, part of me is like, okay, well, good for them. They're sticking it to the man, but they're not sticking it to the man. They're sticking it to me and whoever else has to cover for them.
Right.
And yeah, unfortunately, part of it is jealousy. The fact that this person can call out multiple times even when they don't have sick time, or can show up late and still not be fired, and have no value to the freight team whatsoever, but still have a job, pisses me the fuck off because this person is a goddamn lemon. And I'm not much better because I don't work very hard. For my work ethic, I'm still a top person, which is ridiculous. Like there's two I can think of that are top people. Well, no, not anymore. We have new people that are actually way harder workers. But I'm still considered a top person. One, because I've been there for quite a while. Two, I know what I'm doing and get my job done. When it comes to working a pallet, I get it done, but I'm not busting my ass. Fuck that.
Yeah, no.
But when I'm on equipment, I like doing at least the reach work, so I enjoy doing it, so I get that shit done quick. And it's not necessarily that I want to get all the reach work done for the company. It's that it's the thing that I have where I go, okay, there's 20 pallets, I have 2 hours, and I challenge myself to see if I can do that. And it has nothing to do with the company. If I can leave this shit on the ground all night and not put it up at all, fuck them. I don't think of the company, I think of myself. Dude, last night, I took your laptop to work last week, and I took it to work last night just so I can work on beats, and I took longer breaks. Because it was a Sunday, it's a super easy fucking chill night. I figured, fuck it, man, this is more important to me anyway.
Yeah, of course.
So,
I don't know if I told you, but when I was working with that chick Emily, the newer valet check, and that's during the week that I really stepped up so that she could vouch for me and everything, she told me that Greg loves this guy Luke.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah. Luke is just as shitty of a worker as I am, if not more. Emily straight up told me, and I've known about, most of this stuff for a while, but she confirmed for me that it still happens, and as well as confirmed for me that he doesn't get shit on for it. He will sleep in his car for like up to like half a shift sometimes when he goes on break. He's always late. He still brings in chairs from the lobby to the desk, which I've constantly been talked to about to the point that I stopped doing it. Like, he blasts his music from the valet desk, like music that has like swearing and like blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, good for it. Like, I like Luke. I don't have a problem with any of that. My problem is that Greg doesn't shit on him for it while he's displacing all of that shit. I don't know if he's got to know that Luke does it all, but hey, at least Luke is likable. Fucking I am, more antisocial. I'm not as, we've talked about all this at that 7-Eleven, fucking antisocial, just not as much as like, oh yeah, Greg, fucking about it, so I'm not as likable, so I'm doing all the same things Luke does, but I actually fucking get disciplined or whatever for it. That was the annoying thing. There was just a day, just a couple weeks ago, fucking Maurice comes in the morning, and he sees me putting up the keys, and he says, I think you are the only dispatch who still does their job. Like, and you have been the only dispatch who does their job for years now. And I just want to say, like, thank you, man. Like, at least somebody is acknowledging that.
Ridiculous.
Like, yeah, like, at least somebody is fucking giving me the acknowledgement fucking I feel I deserve.
Dude, you should be... People like you, and I don't want to say I, because then I'm like, pat me on the back, guys. But people like you should be celebrated. When I say you, I also mean me. Just,
of course. Of course.
Just so it's said. Just because, actually, you know what? I should say more like you, because I'm not as antisocial as you. Like, and it sucks, because I wish that I was sometimes. There's this dude at work, Kyron, who is super smart, super black. And when I say that, I just mean his skin color. He's not super black. He's a black dude. He has a big afro. That makes him super black. Other than that, he's white as shit. He watches nothing but anime. He reads like a motherfucker. Just so we're clear, whenever this gets released on YouTube or whatever the fuck it is, I'm not saying he's white because he reads. I'm saying he's white because he watches anime. I guess I shouldn't even have put a color to that. So he's not black. Is what I'm saying. And,
not traditionally black, yeah.
And when I say that, I'm not saying that he should be out, doing stereotypical black things. I'm just saying that we make jokes about it. He's cool that I feel like I dug myself a hole. Okay. Anyway, I'm not trying to be racist at all. I'm just saying that this dude, he's not good with authority. Super smart dude, and he just does him. And the funny thing is he's crazy antisocial. He calls you out on, like, you have to be specific when you're talking to him. Like, he makes you can't talk in generalities. You can't be lazy when you talk to him because he'll point it out. And at first, I fucking hated this guy. Because I'm like, dude, let me just talk my lazy way. I'm speaking in generalities. You know what the fuck I mean. And he will not relent. So you can't be lazy when you talk to him. And it's super, like, I talk in subtleties all the time and sometimes metaphors. But I have to actually watch myself when I'm talking to this dude because he will point out, not your faults, but if I was like, I don't even know an example.
Like if you just make a generalization about something.
Yeah, that everybody would understand, he would go, well, Sean, you fuck. All right, I'm sorry. Like before he even speaks, I look at him, I go, don't fucking say it. Because I know. But we had a replacement manager one night, who, weirdly enough, was like in the military. He's PTSD. He's super chill. I mean, he's not chill. He's an alright guy. But we were all stretching and Kyron didn't want to. because he doesn't need to stretch. And the funny thing is, he'll never admit it, but he's a pretty hard worker. He does his shit. He gets his shit done. Doesn't complain. He just does it. And he didn't want to stretch, so immediately, because he's antisocial and he's obviously anti-authoritarian, they had a problem. This manager replacement guy had a problem with him. And he asked me, like, hey, what's his deal? I was like, he's different, man. Like, he doesn't like... I was like, I don't know how to describe it exactly. He's just different. And then this other guy goes, he's Bill but younger. Because Bill is 80, he doesn't give a shit about anything. He just shuts up and does his work. He's anti-authoritarian too.
I guess that's a good way to describe it.
And I went, that is a great way to describe it. He's just a younger Bill. He's Bill with hair. He's Bill with an afro. And just because of that little incident, he had a problem with him the 2 days that he subbed or whatever the fuck he was doing. Just because he was antisocial and anti-authority. And that bugs me. Like, you should be liked whether you're antisocial or crazy fucking... And part of me was thinking, shit. Because I wanted to tell Kyron, look, man, we know this stretching thing is bullshit. This is just another pyramid we work at, whatever. Just put a smile on for their sake, and he's not willing to do that. I mean, Aaron said that to him, so he did. He's like, yeah, you're right. He's only here for one more night, so he did it, just so he wouldn't get... Because, unfortunately, if you act against them, you're more likely to become a target and harassed, or they're more likely to pay more attention to you rather than when you're just going according to plan. And it bugs me because I'll say all kinds of jokes to this dude, and I told him, I think he's like, oh yeah, you get your shit in. I was like, I'll push your shit in. He's a manager. He's an assistant store manager, and he just laughs. I'm like, okay, cool. I can say shit like that. So people know me as this obnoxious, fat, loud kid that just makes jokes. I guess I want to say that I'm liked there, or at least they tolerate me. But you're not that person, and people should respect you more, because it looks like I'm going with the flow, like I'm getting my job done. I'm just making jokes. So people, I don't know, they think I like my job, or they like me because I'm funny. I don't know,
or because like you're more, bubbly or whatever. That's more of a very obvious positive energy. Whereas like a person like me, it's not until you actually start talking with me that you actually realize, like, oh, this guy's, even though he has a resting bitch face, he's actually very nice and easy to talk with. He's just not the icebreaker type.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm not either, but I feel like, I don't know, people just want to talk to me, but that's also me being loud, I think, or me making... I look bubbly, but I'm not bubbly at all. I make jokes about suicide and shit, or like, oh yeah, you know me, I just fucking love this place, shit like that. But because it's a joke, people go, they think bubbly, I guess. Yeah. That's weird to me.
They respond. I think people just, respond to energy in general. I mean, like, even I do. I've kind of realized...
I have zero.
Well, I mean, like, at least your social energy.
That's true.
I realized that in the past couple weeks myself, is that I'm kind of a sponge in that I feed off of other people's energy. So, like while working with Maurice... for all that time I worked with him at night, I was a top-notch worker. Because Maurice was a very diligent worker. So, like, together, I, and this other grave dude, like, we were, probably the best graveyard team that is seen at the valet department in a very, very long time. Or ever will after this. But fucking... When I started working with Cody is a total lazy, anti-work, anti-customer piece of shit, and deep down...
That's a compliment, because he sounds like a dope-ass dude.
Yeah, I love the fuck out of Cody. I'm that way deep down, so, like, when he started working with me, I'm like, oh, awesome, I can let go of all that shit? Oh, this is so nice. And so fucking... I became, I dropped down to his level, because that was my level, like, it really is, but now it's like I had the excuse to. because I wasn't letting my coworker down. And so when Eric came in, it was kind of like an in-between. It's like he was kind of diligent-ish, but he was also a piece of shit. And that, like, caused this, like, weird turmoil that, like, you know, resulted in all the problems that we have. And, but, like, Emily, when I was working that week with Emily, it was the best work week I had had in a very long time. And I feel like if I was working with her full time, like I maybe could have saved my job the legitimate way, because I would be right back to being a diligent worker. Like I was helping her, you know, I was doing shit that was even beyond my job description, which I already do by doing bell service every fucking night. I'm not supposed to be doing that. I'm not supposed to be leaving the desk, but hey, I do it. Not acknowledged for it, but I do it. But like I was even helping her with like all the valet work, getting it organized. Like I mean, I was the best employee I'd ever been for that week in all the 2.5 years that I worked there. Nothing was said, but that I was. I don't know, I'm just a sponge. And I think, you know, even outside of work, like, you know, me, myself, it's like I have nothing to sponge off of, so I just, like shut down, and just fucking hermit myself, do my own thing, not social at all, not really doing stuff outside of the house. Jared is kind of like that, so it's like maybe I'm feeding off of some of his energy, but it's like I come over here, it's like, oh yeah, fucking let's talk, blah blah blah, you know, get that out. Or like I went out dirt biking with Eric, fucking had a great time dirt biking. It's just like, I don't know, I'm the type to just adapt situationally.
I like the fact that, because like if you and I left right now and went to Walmart or wherever, we would just talk with each other. Mm-hmm. We have this conversation about how Walmart is garbage.
Yep.
Like you can seriously pick us up from where we are right now and put us at Walmart, and the conversation would be the exact same.
Exactly.
And I don't think people think enough, and it sucks because I mean I know that there are fucking stupid motherfuckers out there. I also know that there are smart people out there that have given up, mm-hmm. and people just escape to their phone or drinking or whatever, mostly their phone, because if they're on their phone, it's escape to reality.
Right.
So they just would rather stare at, like, because people don't want to deal with reality, and it bugs me because I would much rather be this person that is rarely on his phone, that thinks constantly, that's always thinking of rhymes or music or what the fuck I'm gonna do next. I guess it's anxiety, which they shouldn't call it anxiety. It's just because in 1984 they convinced the country that people that fought against the state were mentally insane or whatever the fuck the case was, that they had mental illness. Or even now, when a school shooter happens or somebody runs up on the White House lawn with a gun, oh, they had mental illness. No, maybe they're just sick of the exact same bullshit. Maybe they want to see change. Mm-hmm. They didn't do it the right way, but they fucking snapped because they had enough.
Exactly.
I would much rather be this person than just be a fucking drone that gives up and goes, well, alright, that's life. And you know what sucks? Is being that kind of person is really fucking hard. Because you have to look at all these other people that just go along and they have to say that fucking stupid fucking phrase I hate so much. It is what it is. Every time, dude, I hear that and it's like fucking fingernails on chalkboard. I hear that and I want to turn to that person and go, you're a fucking idiot. Because it's not.
Yeah. I just hate any time anyone presents me with just like, even if they're not saying that quote exactly, they'll say something that it's like you might as well have just thrown that at me. Like, nobody actually said this to me or anything, but I was just imagining what people would say in lieu of this information. But, you know, Greg has a family. He has kids and a wife and all that. And, you know, obviously can't tell Jared if he already thinks what I did is fucked up. But it's like, yeah, I'd try to get that guy fired. And yeah, it would be a struggle for him to fucking provide for his family and all that. But you know what? That's natural selection at its fucking finest. Like I said, we are animals in an animal kingdom. This guy fucked another guy over. Maybe that guy should go home to his kids and let them know, hey, daddy made the wrong fucking enemy today and it got him fired, and now that's why we're in the position we're in.